Hey there, Stephen Indrisano here, writer and creator of Shelterwood, a Suburban Gothic. If you enjoy the show and would like access to early and ad-free listening, please consider joining our Patreon community. Thank you for listening, and enjoy the show.
Shelterwood contains mature themes and graphic content that may not be suitable for all audiences. For a full list of content warnings, please check our transcript in the episode description. Listener discretion is advised. Last time on Shelterwood.
To own a home in Shelterwood, you must give up a fundamental part of yourself. Take this record and remember what I told you.
William? What is this?
Appears to be a record.
I got this from Jillian Reese. She got it from you. William Brewster invited me into his study once again. I was tired, disoriented. Professor Reese was probably dead, but I had heard my sister's voice, not as a teenager, but as a young adult. Under the watchful gaze of William's many previous protégés, the fire roared. The weight of time and grief lay heavy over the room. Brewster played the record.
And sing, I'm not alone, I'm not alone. Give me a call and I'll pick up the phone. I'm not alone, I'm not alone. I've got a melody, a dumb little song. I'm not alone.
That's her.
Remarkable.
What do you mean, remarkable? You gave it to Jillian.
She's a fan of folk and blues music. I thought she might appreciate the gesture. I'm trying to get her to register with the HOA, but this is a miracle.
What?
This is proof. She must be here. No other explanation makes sense. I purchased this from a Shelterwood establishment.
No, You're manipulating me. You're dangling Saddie over me like a carrot on a stick.
Oh, Nicholas. You have been through so much.
No, don't. I can't believe...
You have been a guest in my home for nearly 3 years now. In all that time, you have hit dead end after dead end. I mean, my God, when was the last time you heard some good news? It's only natural to feel paranoid. But there is light, my boy. Light!
Jesus Christ. Has it really been that long?
Let's play it one more time. I want to hear her voice. Set it to memory.
Living alone in the world is a hard thing to do. Being with friends isn't easy when they don't really know you. When you're afraid and alone and upset.
Aye, but it is catchy. Your sister is quite the talent, eh? Oh, dear Nicholas, come here.
Remember this song, remember this song.
Hush now,
And
Hush.
sing, I'm not alone, I'm not alone. Give me a call and I'll pick up the phone. I'm not alone, I'm not alone. I've got a melody.
There are moments in our lives that change us. Spare few hours, minutes, seconds that become so central to our identities, our beliefs and behaviors that, whether we want to be or not, we are defined by them. To know Nicholas DeRoso, you have to know about the fire. You have to know about Glen Echo Park and the bridge he crossed, which did not lead him there. You have to know about the forest he survived, the motel he survived, the endless stream of monsters he survived, and you have to know about this. This moment of reaffirmation when all of the horror and impossibility of his life were justified because he had proof. A lead. A record. That night, Nick and William listened to the entire thing.
Where the grass is always greener, where the streets are always clean, where you always love your neighbor, oh, in Shelterwood, I believe.
Isn't this
Where the
incredible?
streets are paved in sunshine, where the people feel no pain, where the houses go forever, oh, in Shelterwood, I remain.
She sounds happy.
Shelterwood, Shelterwood, home is where the heart is, they say. Shelterwood, Shelterwood, so come on over and build a home today.
Now, is it just me, or does this feel a bit on the nose to you? Like, compare it to the kind of thing that Saddie used to write back in her YouTube days.
"7 days in a week, 52 weeks in a year. That makes many, many chances to realize I'm here. 60 minutes in an hour, 24 per day. How many till you notice that I've gone away? Hey, how long till you notice that I've gone away?"
Monica and I went back and forth on whether this is even the same person singing, but we're in agreement that it would be shocking if it was the same songwriter. The new song on the record sounds too much like a straight-up advertisement, so I think it speaks to Nick's mental state at the time that he didn't pick up on the difference, or willed himself not to. Instead of skepticism, he felt something much more intoxicating. Hope.
William, I need you to promise me something.
Anything, little lamb.
It's real, right? You didn't make this up somehow?
No, of course not.
She's alive, right? Promise me she's alive.
You don't need my word for it. It's on the record, so to speak.
Promise me. Just say it. Promise me.
I promise.
It's easiest to chart Nick's course in terms of these few earth-shattering events. What's harder is to recognize the small moments, the days and days and days that passed before this like water, slowly carving a ravine. Here's something that Monica noticed. As Nick acclimated to life in Shelterwood, he recorded less and less. Early on, the microphone was his companion, but he did what humans do. He made friends. He had the young documentarians, and he had William. So we, the producers, start losing minutes, then hours, and then whole days. And can you blame him? This podcast was not his priority. It really hadn't been his priority since day one. It was artifice, a mere justification for his self-destructive actions that he required less and less as his certainty about Saddie's whereabouts increased. Remember that 3-year gap we mentioned 2 episodes ago? So much of it is gone from the record. The man that he was becoming, the man who was willing to believe in an instant that it truly was Saddie on that record, he was made by the very moments we are missing. He was made by days and days and days in Shelterwood that we will never know.
This voiceover will have to do. I have a lot to catch you up on. Sorry for leaving so many blank spaces. Okay, moving on. It had been a profoundly draining night. William and I had nothing further to discuss. Nothing had fundamentally changed about our plan. It was unspoken that the next day we would get up, have breakfast, oats, coffee, and set out again, armed now with a new piece of physical evidence, but otherwise, on the same course we had been for the last few years. Years that had passed by, soundlessly, unnoticed, like strangers on a city street. The bond between us had set, somehow. It would only be a few weeks after that. We had turned a page, together.
After the break, we begin our final catalog of Nick's journey. Stay with us.
This is unbelievable. Wait, okay. I am now recording. Could you say a few words for the mic?
Sure. What do I say?
Just tell me your name again.
Well, sure. My name is Damien Hart.
If you're wondering where you've heard the name Damien before, well...
That would be my fiancé. One Sunday morning, Damien wakes me up. He's down on one knee. Would have been my fiancé. Everything started to tilt. I looked out the window, and there was a moving truck, a huge 18-wheeler being loaded with everything we owned. The boxes just kept going. We fought. I told him I would do anything for him, but I wouldn't go to Shelterwood. But by that point, Shelterwood was everything good to him. It was an escape from his life, from his job, from himself. And this? Tell him about the garden. Is not my voice.
Yes, the garden. I never had space for one before. This right here, this is actually a cucumber plant.
So, we've decided, as a team, that I should do the narration for this next part, painful as it is to recount. This interview was given within a week of Nick being given Saddie's album. As he said, it was a turning point. It feels important that he found someone to reconnect him to who he was before he returned to Shelterwood, and in Shelterwood, feelings reign supreme. And this is the kitchen. We went for a model with the wine rack on the wall here. It is très chic, if you ask me.
Well, not that we keep anything racked for long.
No! No! We definitely keep things moving.
I can't tell you how excited I was at the time to see Monica happy.
But of course, it wasn't me. I'm me. I'm me, and this... Sorry. I am trying very hard to be calm. I'll read the script we wrote. I'll present the facts. I'll help tell the story. But, the rage I feel. And the hurt. That's a fact, too. Was I replaceable to Damien? I mean, I couldn't have been, because otherwise the thing living with him would have just been some other woman, some Stepford wife to fill out his fantasy. But this is so much worse. So much more violating. The woman he sounds so happy with is like me. Sounds like me, looks like me, but she has no edges. Nothing hard to bump into.
Hey, pass me that, will you?
Yes, dear.
And one for our guests, of course.
Oh, yes, dear. Cheers, everyone. William, it is so nice to see you.
Here to get us to register again?
Oh, stop. They're guests.
Guests or not, I still have some concerns about this town and how it's run before I'm willing to join some dusty old HOA.
Very understandable. And I would be happy to discuss your concerns further at a later date. However, our visit today is for a different purpose. Nicholas?
Yes. Thank you, William. Damien, I don't know if Monica has told you, but I'm looking for my sister. And, actually, Monica, what convinced you to come over?
Oh, well, Damien, of course.
Right. Well, it's just that when we met, you seemed like you were trying to move on.
Move on from Damien. No. I could never.
Does he know about our fight? Before we moved out?
Oh, Nick, what you have to remember is that things are so much harder over there. When Damien met me in Shelterwood, all of that just melted away.
When he met you.
Yes. It was the strangest thing. When I got here, I followed the moving trucks, She was waiting for me inside. Said she was sorry for panicking, that she was just scared of the move, commitment, all that stuff. All I had to do was sign the lease.
And what did you give up?
Nicholas, that is highly improper.
Oh, no, it's okay, Will. He's a reporter. He wants to know things.
Dear, I don't know if...
It was my temperance. William explained at the time that it was how payments are made out here. Said so right on the lease. I had to stop limiting myself. Had to let go of making things so hard all the time. Before I lived here, I used to be so upset about the world. I thought it was my moral duty, but really, I was holding myself back. The world is not my responsibility. That feeling, that ugly, sad, angry feeling you get when you think about how things in the world should be better, that was getting in the way of my happiness. So I had to embrace joy.
Cheers to that.
Quite right.
Monica, and I'm sorry to be so blunt, but did you ever find those kids? The missing kids. I got a sense that the only thing that was going to get you over here was learning what happened to them.
I am here because Damien is here.
That doesn't really fit with what I know about you. I mean, there are families on the other side that are missing their kids, for God's sake.
Leave it alone.
I mean, Jesus, did you even bring your notes? Anything?
Both of you, stop it.
The Damien I knew, the Damien I loved, was a sensitive man. He cared about how the people around him felt. He once left a $10 tip at a coffee joint because the woman in front of him had been a little rude. But this, well, hear for yourself.
I won't listen to this virtue signaling bullshit. You care so much about some goddamn kids? Well, good for you. Well, you're just the best. You're so nice. Can I get you a medal or something? Maybe some money. What do you want out of this? Out of us? Why are you here making us uncomfortable? Asking invasive questions. Bringing down the mood.
My sister is missing. Like those kids. They don't go away just because you don't want to think about them.
Yes, they do.
For God's sake,
Yes, they do. This is the land of dreams. You think missing kids exist here? You think anything bad could happen here? No. No. It's over. That's all. Over.
Damien! Monica. Please. I believe what Mr. DeRoso is trying to say is that he is looking for someone. That's all. He thought that you might, perhaps, have some insight into where she might be. And Damien, you are, I think, quite right. There are no missing persons here at all. Only those waiting to be found, yes? Well, Nicholas, perhaps you would like to simply ask what you need to know. Then we can be on our way.
Right. I'm looking for a young woman named Saddie DeRoso. She's waiting to be found.
The name rings a bell.
Well, yeah, it should. I told you all about her.
Oh, wait. Of course, how silly of me. I remember now. She's a musician, right?
It's funny. You would think, after all of the time I spent seeing and doing impossible things in Shelterwood, I would have felt everything there is to feel. Triumph. Sure, I felt that. Hope, disbelief. But that moment, when someone finally said yes. How can I explain it? I felt like I was going to burst. My head felt like a helium balloon. My chest ached. My mouth went very, very dry. What could I say? There's only one word for a feeling like that. Yes. Yes. Yes, she is.
There's an open mic night at the coffee place down on Cedar Grove. We go every now and then. She sells CDs and records.
Nicholas?
Thank you. Mr. Brewster, do you know where that coffee shop is?
Of course. I can't believe I didn't think of it sooner. We'll make that our very next stop, shall we?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you both so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Come along, Nicholas. Damien. Monica. Good day.
Bye-bye now.
The dominoes started to fall, and fast. We went to the coffee spot, a charming little place called the Java Jolt, where we met with the manager.
Saddie? Yeah, I know her. Great voice. Don't know where she lives, though. She'll probably be at the next open mic, which is in 6 days.
I can't wait that long. I'm her brother.
Okay, easy now. You see that guy there? Green flannel? He's a regular. He might be able to help.
Green flannel turned out to be a man named Lucas. Lucas had once sat in on a jam session with Saddie. He plays keys and a little bit of bass. And he did have the address for that.
I don't remember the number, but it's down on Felicity Avenue, a big modern place. Lights strung up everywhere. You can't miss it.
Thank you. God, thank you so much.
Hey, no problem, man. Say hi for me, will ya?
I will. At this point, my heart was pounding. I wanted to drive so we could gun it there, but William reminded me, fairly, that he drove a manual, and that I was more likely to destroy his car than move us along quicker. We found the house. A sizable California-style modern with a garden out front. There was a fountain, fairy lights, and a small improvised amphitheater. William had barely stopped the vehicle, and I was up the cobblestone path, hammering on the door.
Hello?
Saddie? Oh, no.
Can I help you?
Yes, I'm so sorry. My name is Nicholas DeRoso. I was told my sister might live here. Her name is Saddie DeRoso.
Oh, yeah, okay. I can totally see the resemblance now.
Does she live here?
What? No, we just sing together sometimes. She's got a killer voice.
Where does she live?
Hold on. Let me check with my roommate.
The roommate sent us to an address on the outskirts of town. Hello? Hello? Saddie! The house was empty, bordering on run down. This very nearly killed me. I don't understand. Where is she? Where is she?
Patience, Nicholas.
Hello! Hello! William, there's no one here.
There's no one here right now. The house does appear to have been vacated. But one moment.
You have the key.
Being on the board comes with certain privileges. This is a skeleton key, which I use very, very rarely.
Saddie? Saddie! Saddie!
Ms. DeRoso?
Saddie, There, in the center of a table, in what appeared to be a disused dining hall, was a bright white card, propped up on its side. On the outside was a painting of a candle, and the words, "I'll keep it burning for you." It was handmade. Nick, if you find this note, I've moved again. This house just didn't feel right anymore. I had to find a home. Look for me there. Love, Saddie. William? William!
What? What? Did you find her?
Look at this.
Nick, I've moved again. I had to find home.
Oh God. She's gone again.
No. Don't despair, my dear.
She's gone. I followed her all the way out here, and now she's gone again.
I don't believe so. Come. The trail is hot.
Where is there to go? This was supposed to be her home, and it's falling apart. Oh God. She broke her lease. She's gone.
Little lamb, I know something that you do not.
What?
There is new construction in Shelterwood, and I never forget a house.
Next time on part 1 of the season finale of Shelterwood.
Nicholas, you're going home.
Shelterwood, a Suburban Gothic, was written and produced by Stephen Indrisano and Indrisano Audio, LLC. This episode featured Stephen Indrisano as Nicholas DeRoso,
Sam Stark as Solomon Crockett,
Nhea Durousseau as Monica Mandeville,
Karim Kronfli as William Brewster,
Alexandra Rose DeAngelis as Saddie DeRoso,
Leeman Kessler as Damien,
Alan Boudreaux as Ralph,
Virginia Spots as the manager,
Jesse Hall as Lucas.
Directed by Sivan
and Madeleine Regina.
Songwriting by Emily Branam.
Theme composition by Ali Hylton.
Sound design by Brad Colbrook. Additional music by Monument Studios.
Dialogue editing by Sam Stark.
Transcripts by Rook Mogavero.
Production by Hannah Wright.
Special thanks as well to our executive funding producers, Cam Collins and the Fellowship of the Breaking Dawn, a.k.a. the Vermont Party Association. Although some of the locations, people, and events in Shelterwood may seem real, worry not. This is a work of fiction. Thank you for listening. A Bloody FM production.